Hi, YouTube family. Auntie is here. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. It's not cute not knowing. We start off with a hug. So come on, let's bring it in. I know I need a hug today because I not only woke up on the wrong side of the bed, I woke up a little late. It wasn't a lot late, it was just a little bit. But your morning just starts off and you're like, ah. I had to go back and think about the podcast that I do, Patty and the Millennials, because there's a new podcast up and it's all about being grateful. You got to change your mindset. The easiest thing in the world to do is to be negative. But when you're grateful, and I said, God, I get to wake up, I get to go and play some great songs, tell some great stories, my mood, it turned around. I may be running a little late. I can't really do this and do that, and I'm rushing. But I'm grateful because I got another day to do what I love. I really think it has a lot to do with our way of thinking. Check us out. It is a great conversation on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify. It's Patty and the Millennials and just about being grateful. Steve Harvey. A lot of people are warming up to him being a judge, and he talked about he knows he's not a real judge. That's why he's not going to wear a robe. He said, I'm not a real judge. I'm here for fun. Because a lot of people are bent out of shape that Steve Harvey's a judge. Steve gave a recent interview, which I thought was really interesting, and I need to know what you guys think. He says he will never do another stand-up comedy special again. He said maybe at the very, very end of his career. And he says he won't do it because the cancel culture has taken over. And I said, you know what, he's right. Comedians can't be comedians without this person being offended, this person being mad, then they want you to cancel them. Too sensitive. I just think we live in the ultra sensitive. The other day, I was talking about Jason Derulo beating up the two guys who got on his nerves and was calling them names and calling them out. Patty, you're promoting violence, because I said I thought it was funny. And I said, no, because sometimes in life, they got to get them hands. Sometimes people really cross the line. And those guys will probably never do that to anyone else again. But I said, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. But people are just so sensitive. Steve Harvey also went on to say that there's only one comedian who could really go and speak their mind. And it's Dave Chappelle. Because he's not tied to anybody. Now, I know he's doing a big Netflix special with a slew of comedians later this year. But he mentioned the big ones. He said Kevin Hart can't. He's sponsored by everybody. D.L. Hughley. Now he's got a new show on Fox. He's going to have to kind of be careful. Got a comedy show coming up. But most comedians can't because people want to run and do the cancel him. It's hard to be a comedian nowadays. I can see why Eddie Murphy is like, I'm going to sit here and do movies. Maybe he can cancel Cat Williams because Cat Williams is pretty vocal and talks about. But it's very hard for comedians now in this age of a cancel culture. But this interview with Steve Harvey was really something. And he hasn't done a stand-up since 2012. I said, wow, 10 years ago. He's doing the TV. He's got radio. He said he's got too much to lose. He's doing Family Feud, Celebrity Family Feud. Now he's doing this judge show. Then he has a Steve Harvey radio show. He says at the very end of his career, maybe he'll do that. Because if any of you remember those shows, the Steve Harvey stand-up is way different from the radio and TV. It's way different. Let's talk awards. Screen Actors Guild Award. The nominations were announced February 27th on TNT and TBS. Gives you a little glimpse of what you'll find for the Academy Awards. And speaking of the Academy Awards, I told you guys yesterday they're going to have a host this year. Now, who's going to be the host without feeling that they're going to be canceled if they don't say the right thing? I think personally it's going to be Steve Martin and Martin Short. They got a great show on Hulu, Murders in the Building with Selena Gomez. I think it's going to be them. It's safe. They're funny. I think. I don't know. I got no kind of inside, but I think Will Packer is producing it. But let's talk some of the nominations for cast in a movie. Yeah, Don't Look Up, Belfast, which looks good, House of Gucci, and King Richard, where they really honor the cast of a movie. Don't Look Up was really interesting. That's the Netflix movie. It's a little long, but it was interesting. Actor, you had Will Smith nominated for King Richard, Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth, Benedict Cumberbatch for Something About the Dog. I meant to write it down. Actress Lady Gaga for House of Gucci, Jennifer Hudson for Respect, Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos, where she played Lucille Ball, where many said she can't do that. Child, Nicole Kidman, she did that. Cynthia Erivo, she's nominated for Genius for a miniseries on TV. So they do TV and movies. West Side Story got some nods. Ariana DeBose, that young lady, she's going to be hosting Saturday Night Live this weekend, I believe. She's very talented. A lot of the movies that got nominated didn't really do well at the box office. And you can blame it on the pandemic. But a lot of adults, they wait for these type movies to come on streaming services because they're like, I don't feel like coming out the house. But I thought it was interesting that some of these movies are really going to be opened up and people are going to see them once they start streaming. But Will Smith, he's one of the names that is going to come up around Academy Award time. I really feel it. And Jennifer Hudson, don't be surprised if she gets nominated for playing Aretha in Respect. Red Notice was a Netflix movie that was #1 until Don't Look Up came out. It had Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Gal Gadot, Ryan Reynolds. Netflix has announced they're going to do back-to-back sequels. They're not even going to wait. So there will be sequels to this movie. Jamie Lynn Spears, this interview on Good Morning America. She's the younger sister of Britney Spears. And, you know, we've heard everything with Britney, the conservatorship and everything that's going on. Britney is feuding with Jamie. Jamie is her younger sister. She got pregnant when she was a teenager. And it was kind of like a little scandal. They just wanted it to go away. So they sent her to a remote cabin. No phones, no nothing. She had to be sent away because she got pregnant as a teen. She says that she has tried to reach out to her sister, but her sister didn't want her help. Jamie also talked about that dad. She said the dad was an alcoholic, and his alcoholism was the root of their problems. He seemed very money hungry, obviously treated Britney Spears bad and took a lot of her money. But one day we're going to see why Britney Spears be acting like she is, because she just be butt naked on the Instagram. And it's like, girl, what you doing now? What are you doing? But that was an interesting interview with Jamie Lynn Spears. Janet Jackson opening up to Allure magazine, where she's going to be on the cover. I cannot wait for this documentary. Janet, it's still painful for her to talk about the Super Bowl incident, because when you talk about backlash and people turning against her, it was terrible. She says it's still painful. She's going to go into it on this documentary, January 28th, 29th. It's Friday and Saturday on Lifetime and A&E. It's a 4-hour documentary produced by Janet and her brother Randy. Janet's story, her voice, her story. Can't wait, but she's on the cover of Allure magazine. Lori Harvey recently turned 25. Now, I thought she turned 25 last year, but she turned 25 this year. Her boyfriend, actor Michael B. Jordan, threw a big party, but he wasn't there. Where was Michael B. Jordan? He's getting ready for Creed. Creed 3, he is directing, and he is working non-stop on this movie. But they say he threw her and her friends a fabulous party. Scream 5. There's another Scream movie coming out this Friday. Ghostface is back. with a whole new set of teenagers to scare. You got David Arquette, Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, they're back. Did you guys like the Scream movies? This is one you gotta let me know how it is, because I don't like horror movies. I've never seen one Scream movie. Maybe a little bit of the first one, but I don't like horror movies. So you'll have to let me know. But a new one opens in theaters on Friday. And Married to Real Estate is a brand new show starring Philadelphia native Egypt Sherrod and her husband Mike Jackson. Married to Real Estate, they show you little things, because do you know that you can fall in love with the home that you live in again? A lot of people think that they have to move, but it's little things that you can do in your house, from redoing the floors, changing, the furniture, getting new curtains. There are things you can do to make you fall in love with your house again. For many, they have to clean their house, so you'll fall in love with your house again. Anywho, this show, it debuts tomorrow night on HGTV and Discovery Plus. It airs every Thursday night at 9. Check it out. Egypt and her husband. Egypt is an amazing woman, motivational speaker, Temple University grad, and I love her. I just love the woman and her energy. Leave a comment. I know I asked a lot of questions in this one. Auntie reads the comments, so please reach out to me. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. You see my phone keeps going off, and it's all home. It's the kids. Okay. I'm going to cut it off next time, because I'll be telling them that this time mommy is doing stuff. Leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up. Thank you for joining us. I talk about being grateful and being in gratitude. Well, guess what? I am grateful that you guys take time out of your lives, your schedule, to check me out. It's not cute not knowing, and now you know. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture.